finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger.
We are now live here in Concord, Massachusetts for the Pit Stall Superspeedway Series and their next showcase here, race number 3 of the Xfinity Series on the Superspeedway plate tracks. It's time for iRacing Superspeedway to make its triumphant return and a wild fight to ensue. Hello again, everyone. I am the Crusader, Christian Schreier, joining you guys here today. Here, not inside that car and not running it out here with the guys, but, well, still at least going to be seeing some wild action go down in front of me, though, that's for sure. As if the iRacing Superspeedway wasn't wild enough. Well, it's time to get down to business here, get down to the action here on the show. We are welcoming you guys here on the track and into the performance here. Great to all have tuned me on in today. We're going to get down to the business here and get to talking with the drivers here. Let's listen in to some of our drivers tonight. That will be going one-on-one here with the track here. First up on the bunch, our course pilot's the number 45. It is the BK Paints machine himself. This is Tim Williams.
How you doing, Chris?
Oh, doing pretty good here, Tim. How are you tonight, my good man?
I'm doing really good.
All right. Well, my friend, you're back at another Super Speedway. Took the week last week off to those Daytona duels, but now back here, ready to go one-on-one with these drivers. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling lucky. You know what? I haven't raced this track. This will be the first long race I'm doing on it. So we're just going to have fun and see how good I can do or how bad I do.
I mean, it's 3 miles in length. That's high bank. That's mean. It's mean, and it's a fighting machine. But, I mean, for you, Tim, I mean, what's going to be the main focus really to keep your eye on today in your mind?
Keep it going straight, keep it off the wall, and stay in line.
Well, stay in line indeed. That will be the name of the game. Best of luck tonight, Tim.
Yep, thank you very much, Chris. Take care.
Tim Williams, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there as we get ready to seal them onto the track. A few other names making it into town today here. Another guy we got to listen to. They call him the Wild Man himself. It is the Wild Thing as well. Is who you want to call him. By the way, his last name starts with Wilder. Sean Wilder is on the booth here. And Sean, once again, sir, another Super Speedway package, Super Speedway deal. This one, the biggest and the baddest of them all, though. I mean, does that kind of give a little bit of trepidation to you and this team? I think this might be one of his times he may be away from the booth here, guys. Yeah, I think he is away from the car right now, so looks like we're going to have to kind of let him be for now. Looks like we missed him just a little bit. Well, we'll see if we can listen in to one of our other drivers here real quick here on the number 1, Jeff Clifton. If you got a line down there, sir, we've got an opening for you.
I do. How are you?
I'm pretty good here, Clifton. Well, nevertheless here, Jeff, once more, you visited up the Super Speedway package deals, and obviously, you had a little bit of some fights and some shots here in the dark here on this track. I mean, for you tonight, though, what is it going to take here to really keep pace and keep steady with this drive today?
This track is probably going to be luck more than anything else. This is a really fast track. The corners are really tight. There's not really a lot of racing to be had here. It's just staying out of trouble pretty much.
Now, when you say a little bit more luck, do you feel it's a little bit more lucky than what you got in Atlanta last 2 weeks ago?
I don't think I'll have a repeat victory.
Well, we never know, but nevertheless here, Jeff, we do appreciate you coming on board today, sir.
Thanks.
Jeff Clifton, ladies and gentlemen, there, taking a little time on the stay here to listen in on his end of the bargain. Let's listen in now here to the famed rattlesnake himself. He returns to the call. Robert Kahn, good to see you back in the 48 machine.
Oh, thanks, Dave. How are you?
Doing pretty good here, sir. Now, I know trying to get used to the draft, and you get a little bit something figured out with the 5 in front of you, but with this kind of a track, this kind of layout, what is really kind of the tempo and the basis you're really trying to find here with this today?
Just trying to push the balance of it because you get your biggest run on entry, which is one of the more difficult places because there's so many different lines. Like if you miss it, you can get in the car in front of you. So just trying to figure out where to actually let off on entry so you don't run the car in front of you. And just trying to gauge what kind of runs you get and trying to break the bubble on a draft.
For sure there. All right, well, Con, you certainly have got some work cut out for you today here. Our best wishes and luck to you down on the team tonight.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, chatting it up with him. Time to listen to another guy that got himself his first win in this division, this series. Ladies and gentlemen, the big 00 of Abilene, Gordon Larson Jr. And Gordon, definitely not quite Daytona levels of high banking, but this is certainly kind of playing in towards that. What are you feeling, though, with this kind of track today?
I don't know. I've only been on this track a couple times, but I think if you can stay on the bottom, guard the bottom, I think you'll be doing pretty good.
So with that kind of set in motion here, I mean, really, do you kind of worry about anybody maybe getting a little bit too aggressive and trying to push you on that bottom maybe more often than not?
Well, it depends on who's behind me. You know, if I have my teammate behind me, I'm not worried about it. We draft pretty good together, but you know, sometimes that accordion affects that third guy in line, bumps that second guy right into you. So.
Sure there. All right, well, Gordon, we do appreciate you taking your time out of your day to race us out and talk with us here on the show. Best of luck down there.
Appreciate it.
Gordon Larson Jr., ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. We'll take it down now and talk to a guy that was drafted with him just a second ago. And that number 73, it is Junior Johnson back on the line here. And Junior, talk about a little bit of a wild card here. Again, you're having to travel up, down to Concord, Massachusetts. But for you and this team today, I mean, really, this is the biggest, fastest track in the wall. How do you kind of go at it here?
I haven't quite made my mind up. Just gonna have to play it out and see what happens here.
Well, play it out and see what happens here indeed. Long run wise, I know this will definitely be a bit of a test and a challenge here, as well as you're getting kind of used to the track and its layout. What's kind of the big thing though you look for in that draft in your case here?
Overspeed for sure. Trying to get into the corners, going in there fast and trying to keep it. It's going to be a handful. We'll see how it goes.
For sure there. All right, well, Junior, thank you for your time down there. Let's see what happens when we get him railed on the track.
10-4. Thank you.
Junior Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. Let's listen into another guy that knows a thing or two about running kind of a super speedway-esque kind of race here. Ladies and gentlemen, Len McNeese now joins me here on the line. And Len, obviously, man, you got a lot of guys obviously kind of looking to try to take down the biggest and the baddest here. But, I mean, you've been kind of like that little Cinderella story in terms of, like, where you fire and where you fight at. I mean, does that kind of get you a little bit more motivated to really prove something today? Or maybe not. Looks like we don't have Len on us there, unfortunately. So, well, there is only one other driver left to chat with that we know for sure we can get a chat with real quick here, and that is the number 6 of Eric Blount. Blount, you got a copy down there? I think we got our mic on him. Do we got a mic on him?
Copy.
All right, there you go, Blount. Hey, man, about ready to head into the race itself today. I mean, how are the nerves handling, and how are you feeling going into this one?
No, pretty cool, calm, and collected here. You know, plenty of room. You know, so I feel pretty good about this one.
Pretty good about this one, indeed. Now, I know we talked with Gordon Larson Jr. earlier. He says really you're the only one that in terms of trusting with the backdraft here, in the back of the pack here, or in the back of the front. I mean, for you, though, where do your eyes kind of set? Do you want to try to work with him to the front, or do you want to try to maybe lay low until the time comes to then make that big jump?
I guess we'll determine, I guess, after qualifying, see where we shake out. If, you know, we mid-pack to the back, we'll just lay back. If we qualify decent, kind of top 10-ish, then we'll try to work our way up there, stay up there with the fast guys, and try to stay up front.
For sure there. All right, well, Blount, thank you so much for your time down there. Best of luck down on the track.
Thank you, buddy.
Eric Blount, ladies and gentlemen, there on the line. We are getting ready to go for the action here at iRacing Superspeedway. This will be one of their toughest competitions to date. And by far, in my opinion, maybe their most dangerous. We're about to find that out here now on the show here. The field ready to rock and roll here on the track here in Concord, Massachusetts here. Take a look real quick at our track tech talk presented by, of course, Lightning Wrapz here, as they'll present the overlay image here for us here. This is what we're looking at here. Yeah, it looks like a paperclip-esque track, and you're not totally wrong. Those corners are sharp, they're tough, and they're dangerous. I always said this is like if Daytona and Talladega had a kid together, and then all of a sudden one of them, the one kid that came from it, then decided to go with Dover, and then all of a sudden this is what we're left with. Like, this is the exact kind of model and layout I would think. This is literally the biggest and the baddest track, oval-wise, we have on display on the iRacing service. Not the biggest track overall. That distinction and honor goes to the famed Nürburgring Nordschleife. So, just a heads up there. Qualifying about to be presented now here. 10 minutes on the clock. Their time starts now. Heading onto the track here, they will get everyone riled up and ready to reel into the circuit. Every driver for themselves here. I think we'll focus our first attention on the Pit Stall Racing Series, number 13, Douglas R. Johnson here. He'll be the first one on the launch, and you can just see how wide these corners are, but just how a little trepidation, why it kind of creeps in. That kind of gets you off those exits there. You've seen that little hill off the bump. If you don't believe me, take a look at this one. Watch as they enter in the entry, as that little dip down goes in. That can get the car very upset, shoot you up top a little bit. If you're running that extreme bottom lane, it can be a little tricky to kind of work off of. Then comes that extreme little hill off of turn number 2 and 4. It throws drivers for a loop, and it throws them for a bit of a curveball. As you see, Robert Kahn, he's already trying to close out the extreme tightest line he possibly can. Time to beat will be at 47.39 and 47.44 from another driver there, the 5. That will be setting up on the track. John Wilder right now trying to get his time set at 47.72 for Douglas R. Johnson at 13. Again, to really try to qualify lap, though. I guarantee that will change this lap. Yeah, he's already trying to get his laps configured up. Again, they got to run that extreme bottom line just to get the car to take a set. And there's one thing I will say is that if this wasn't a virtual track, this is probably one of the scariest tracks I'd ever even want to remotely consider. As Wilder now, his time, first time set to 47.39 precedent, so he now is on top spot. Has now gone by 1/1000 of a second, 47.35 though, for the Rattlesnake. And Wilder out right now, although Pottle, 47.29, your new fastest qualifier, set on the coal. Johnson has set his time, his last time will be at a 47.45, not enough. DJ Mitchell now on the clock, and he's got a 47.39 to start his day out. Leg McNeese, Tim Williams, and Blake Trewick coming out onto the circuit. Mitchell's another one of those guys you really got to keep your eye on here. Could be a bit of a dark horse here in terms of scope, in terms of the favorites. So really got to be careful, see where he plays this out. The lone lady of the field, though, she is her #1 seed so far, 47.33 for Robert Smith in the 08. Still 400ths of a second off. DJ Mitchell's second time is a 47.26, and we have one new leader, the 61 / the 98. He's running the 98 on the car. He's got a 61 on my end here. But he is your new #1 seed. Now onto the racing track surface, Junior Johnson, the 73, and Len McNeese in the 84, looking to roll their laps out. Len McNeese is going to be up first for his first lap of the day. Time extension, 47.53, that will be his time for now. Blake Trewick, 47.51, both guys lower in the field. Again, they're hitting 47s right now, but they'll be hitting about 45 seconds when they're on the track. And just in a single car draft as it is, they're hitting speeds upward of over 232 to 35 miles per hour. That is insane. That's at their absolute top speed. Again, it is 3 miles in length for a reason. And these cars, they didn't have restrictors on them. Yeah, they're running restrictors, by the way. If they didn't have restrictors on these things, they'd be pushing well over 300 miles per hour. There's a reason why this track should never, ever, ever be thought to be built, and yet Len McNeese just lays down a 47.25. He is now your new #1 seed. Unreal. Junior Johnson now, he'll set his qualifying time up. He's going to try something a little different. He's going to go the extreme outside line to start his time. Time will be a 48.31. And there he goes, straight shots it. Oh, look like an arrow getting shot down into the corner. MSTV number 73 right now, trying to keep her straight, keep her steady. You don't want to turn in any more than you have to here. You want to stay focused on hitting your line, hitting your mark. Let the car come to you. Driving it back around off turn number 3 and 4 here. This is going to be an interesting time. Clifton, by the way, 47.37, 47.30 for Blake Trewick. Junior Johnson's final time is a 47.35. Not enough. That'll put him somewhere in the mid-pack. Jeff Clifton trying to get his final time into Mahindra #1. Looking to get the Ford Mustang power under the hood. Down the straightaway to the final sector, into the lap time. It's a 47.26. He will move it into the 3rd spot. And the engine just kicked out on his end. It sounded like something went blown on it, and that rear end kicking completely out underneath him. Definitely a troublesome little spot there, but that will be how the times play. a good thing you got that time before that motor went. So right now, currently, we're looking at times-wise here. 47.25, the fastest from Led McNeese here. DJ Mitchell going to 47.26. Clifton at 47.26. Difference there, thousandths of a second. Chantel Pottle with a 47.29, though. Was originally the fastest and got kind of toppled over by a few of the others. Blake Treywick, though, in top 5 category, he'll be at 47.30. So Robert Smith and Robert Kahn, 47.33 and 3.5 respectively. Junior Johnson, another 3.5, also in that hunt. Sean Wilder, looking at that 47.39 as his kind of saving grace. Tim Williams, 47.41, 47.45 for Douglas Hart Johnson. The only ones that did not qualify, Gordon Larson Jr., Eric Blount, Stephen Herman, and Troy Radford. They are your lone qualifiers that did not put a lap down. Just about that time here, race fans here again. Thank you so much for tuning on in here to the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in here. Robert Van Ness saying 21 rules. Thank you so much for tuning on in here, sir. Showing a little love to that 21 down there, which is driven by even the 48 today here. So, gonna be interesting. See how that plays out and how that handles here on the track and what these guys and gals can throw at the table. The field is ready to go. They are ready to bring it to the tip here. Right now, currently just weighing the approaching nature of our drivers here, the approaching nature of the track here. Field wanting to push their limit and wanting to push themselves to the table and to the limit here. So many guys extremely excited, as much as we are excited to see what goes down on the track. Could be a bit of a shootout here. Could be a bit of a chaotic little situation or two. All hinders on one thing, and that is how can these drivers handle the draft and handle the pushing nature of these cars on their own. Do not seem to like doing too much with these draft packages. But without further ado, race fans, it is time to hit that intro and head down to the track. Time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. And yes, indeed, the time has come at last, race fans. Here is your starting lineup presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. On the pole, in the number 84, it'll be Led McNeese. The outside, and that number 61, DJ Mitchell. Row number 2 is Jeff Clifton, the number 1, the outside. In the 5, the throttle, Chantel Pottle. Row 3 is the 056 of Blake Treywick. The outside, and that 08, Robert Smith. Row number 4 is the 21 of Robert Kahn, the outside, and that's 93, Junior Johnson. Row 5 is Sean Wilder, and the 91, the outside, and that 45, it's Tim Williams. Row number 6 will then be the 13 of Douglas Hart Johnson with the outside, and the 94, Troy Radford. And then last in row 7, it'll be the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. the outside, and that's 6, Eric Blount. The 711 is Stephen Herman, shotgun of the field. And I'm going to apologize up front in advance. I know I'm probably going to have a little bit of a frame rate drop or screen tearing on this track. It is the biggest, the toughest track, and the worst track for our broadcast viewing ship because we literally have no way of getting around that. I have tried so desperately to get it figured out. There's just no get around it. So I apologize in advance, guys. It is not going to be the easiest, smooth experience, but it is what it is, so bear with us. Herman not making the call so far right now. The 711 seems to be out for the day, so we'll let these guys kind of roll them on out. and go to war, battle for position, battle for supremacy. Led McNeese right now, DJ Mitzel, they have got to be looking on and being carefully planning how they will handle this race and how they will handle this kind of drive off. Through the first part though, setting them on down. The time has come, race fans. We are ready to go racing. If you are, straight to our green flag starting zone here. It is time to bring it down here at the famed iRacing Superspeedway. "65 laps to the distance. This is going to be a fight." Herman has got the car out there at the distance. You guys can see him kind of pulling it right out of the sprint stop here, so it looks like he'll be heading down. Try to catch these drivers and maybe try to race out a little bit, but he will be a lap down to start this one off. Eduardo Chantel Pottle and Robert Kahn immediately going to go to work here. Looks like they're going to try to draft off to catch that 61 and the number 51 as well, Jeff Clifton. This is fast, frenetic, all-out action. And remember what I said earlier, these cars get upwards of 250 miles per hour? Yeah, we're already hitting about 247 there, guys. Just a heads up. These things are going to get unstable, and they are going to get really annoyed in a minute. 3 wide off. This is not going to be good. Hold on a minute. Going up there, top side, that 5 and that 48, trying to work it around. Mitzel and Clifton on the middle, and then Blake Schrawick and Lynn McNeese on the very outskirts of the bottom. The outside has no run up there in the turns, but they sure got some run on the straightaways, I'll tell you that much. Advantage straightaways outside, advantage turns the bottom. Clifton, oh, almost getting a little bit too close for his own good. Oh, wait a minute, whoa! Kahn has gone for a ride yet again. The motor is gone on the 48 and the caution flies. How often have we seen this before where Robert Kahn gets maybe just a little too aggressive out of the gate or out of the pace, and next thing you know, everything completely gets thrown into the wrong way. Let's take a look at the replay. Listen to that motor. Look at that motor and listen to this. Well, surprisingly, it looks like actually he didn't have a problem with the motor this time, because usually we've seen him blow the motor before. This time, actually, the car got loose. It got loose up on the top side there, and I'm not totally sure if he just maybe caught a little bit of a rut there, if he got it just on the wrong side of the hill. One more look at it. You can see right here, they're all set pretty good. Pottle's all really set in motion to keep control of the car. Kahn, I don't know, maybe just drove up a little too much or got a little too thin. Oh, right there, you see it actually. As soon as he hits the end of that clip, that car gets straight shot line, and Gordon Lawrence Jr. nowhere to go. Bashes the nose of that 48. Bashes the nose of his car into the 48's rear end, and unfortunately, Kahn and Gordon Lawrence Jr. suffering the fate. Thankfully, a safer barrier is down there doing their work, doing their job, keeping these guys and gals safe, but ouch is right, Robert Van Ness. The field now has got the picture. Field on pit road here, and again, as a big size group of guys and gals right now trying to get squared up. Off pit road, it will be Robert Smith staying out, so Len McNeese going to fall in the second place spot. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. Robert Smith does have a place where that number is supposed to be, but he forgot to put it on, so he is in the 08. But yeah, you wouldn't have been able to tell. We do know he is driving the Monster Energy machine out there, so that's not hard to figure out or decipher. You can hear already these guys having to get on the clutch immediately, just trying to get that fuel mileage to save up already. That is the one thing they're going to have to face with here. There's a field right now currently getting ready to stretch back up and put up the fight, put on the chutes, and put on the boots. It can be interesting to see how they handle now with everything they just got put into fruition. But it's only the beginning of this one. Gets right and around off of the corner set. So far, so good. Clean through one. $7-1-1 here. Stephen Herman finally getting it back out on the track, trying to make some moves here. Corey Larson Jr. already find himself in a bit of a tough spot. As he's currently having to work through traffic in the back of the half with his pit stop issues. Robert Kahn starting to go at it a little bit with the 73 of Junior Johnson, as his drafting partner that he was working with, the 510 Del Palo, currently laying on the bottom for now, dealing with McNeese, the 84. McNeese right now probably just trying to stay comfortable and cool as he, and you'll hear me saying this a lot, but yet again 3 wide there from 1 and 2. I say it a lot because it happens a lot. Drivers are just constantly trying to muscle through, trying to find a position to gain through. It looks like some run coming there from the bottom of the middle. DJ Mitchell, the 98, Got to push the 5, Chantel Pottle, farther up along the line and into race lead. Got a new leader, Blake Trawick, also right now trying to keep his control, keep his composure of the field right now in a hot scotch, trying to fight out situation. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. You can see that big run there from Trawick and Wilder. They're using the straightaway for all it's worth. Trying to get the momentum to kind of kick up and then push right up. You can just see how much these cars are just running through those. They look like ants on this track. I imagine if and whenever iRacing decides to put like different kind of oval cars into the circuits, into the series, I presume that a lot of them will probably be put on this track just for shots and goggles, just to see what happens in it there. But that's what kind of worries me a little bit. Oh my! Oh, hold on! That's not good! That's a major pileup! We've got a big one here in turn 1 and 2! Oh my! They're still wrecking down there! Oh my goodness! We're trying to get a camera angle on everybody that got caught up in that wreck, but my word, that was one of the nastiest wrecks I've ever seen on this show. I've seen wrecks where everybody had gotten taken out. I've never seen one where everyone just really got slacked out. Oh my goodness. TJ Mitz, look at that. The rear end just completely shot out. Robert Kahn, I don't know what happened there. Everybody else just went haywire. Everything just went completely out of control. And a massive wreck ensuing there. Oh my goodness. That was one of the nastiest things I've ever seen. Kahn, I don't know what happened to him here. I know what we saw with Mitzel, but I don't think there was any contact on him here. You can see right here, Blake Trawick, Chantel Powell, and all of them were okay. Oh yeah, there was contact. Eric Blount literally just took the 48 completely out of there. Despite that, not a whole lot of damage on the 48, thankfully, but compared to what he suffered last one. But yeah, Mitzel, man, I don't know. I really don't even know what happened. It looked like he just got completely dogged in the turn. Yeah, right there, you see it? What a scary sight to behold. Remember, these guys only get 2 fast repairs as well, so fuel mileage is going to be a big thing for the leaders, but I think survival is going to be a big thing for everybody here. Oh my goodness. Those not involved were only Sean Wilder, Blake Trawick, Chantel Pottle, and Robert Smith. Everybody, and Len McNeese. Everybody else, well, they had a piece of that nasty little pie, and I don't think they wanted anything to do with it. Stephen Herman out at pit road first, going to try to catch up immediately to the field. The whole field, though, pretty much going to have a pit road stop here. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Take it off the track here. Trawick, Wilder, and Pottle, they will get it out first. That will set the bar. Now to see from where it goes from here. green flag back on out yet again. Still 51 laps. Excuse me, 52 laps need to be scored. Budweiser old school 71-1 of Stephen Urban already having a little bit of a fun time rallying up the troops, laying into the field. Going side by side there with the PK Page machine of the 45 Tim Williams. Raw power, raw speed just being put up for grabs here, being put up on the circuit here. I'm sorry for that, folks. Little mishap on our button presses here. We didn't realize where the mouse was, so the producers told me immediately to remind you guys, so my apologies there. It could have been a little bit bad though there. You see Robert Kahn kind of driving up a little bit on the one Jeff Clifton. Clifton, man, is literally had an up and down season in terms of any division, any series he's been in. He hasn't been completely consistent, but he hasn't been completely offhanded. He's just been struggling to kind of keep pace, keep aim. Compared to that likes of the 5 right now, Chantal Pato, who's had nothing but just unfortunate individual circumstances and luck here. But it seems as though the Super Speedway series has finally played into her level and her game plans. And seems to be using it quite well right now. Oh no, hold on. Oh, there's no holding on around here. I forgot about that. The 711 there, Stephen Herman. Well, good save for what it was worth. He did completely crash it out. Robert Condi is getting a little bit too out of control there as well. Trying to avoid it. Both drivers having some issues there, and it looks like Tim Williams nearly vanished into the shadow around the way that car was looking. He got right on its toe, right on its nose. Right rear kicking out on it, but it was able to save it. Eric Blunt right now in the number 6 also trying to find himself a winner's check here in the victory lane circle rain. As Blake Traywick right now, who we thought originally was going to be the winner at Daytona before a scoring system finally gave the proper winner there with Gordon Larson Jr. Traywick had told me earlier, he said it really felt like it was kind of a bit of a no-brainer that Gordon Larson had won, but he felt like kind of he earned it a little bit more for the fact he followed the rules and regulations of iRacing. But he said he has no harm or no foul on anybody or the winner. He just wants to get back out there and win one by the right way, which is go out there, be the leader, and win the race. Not a bad idea, but again, it's a very difficult idea when you have to really put in consideration just how tough this field, this driver lineup, and everything that go against it. You can feel the power too as these cars come right at you, coming right off the line through the chicanes, down into the turns and into the straights. As you see, just kind of rise up like that bit right there. Wow, that little bobble completely sent his car up just enough to where it got a lot of drivers scared for their lives there. These cars have good brakes on them, but they don't have that good of brakes. Long run shit out here for many guys here. Len McNeese, Robert Kahn, and Stephen Herman way back in the pack. Gordon Larson Jr. and Junior Johnson, all but kind of trapped in a bit of a problem here, which is they're a lap down and kind of need a little bit of help here. They need to get something figured out with those pit stops, and they need to get something figured out with staying in control of their own destiny. Jeff Clifton, your race leader right now, and he said earlier on the call, he said, you've got to be extremely lucky to win here, and he says, I don't think my luck has anything to work in my way here from Atlanta to here. He did win at Atlanta, though, at a pretty substantial situation. So, I don't know. It could be a matter of difference, a matter of opinion, but I think he might have a chance here. Sean Wilder, the Wild Thing, the Wild Man. I don't really know what kind of nickname we gave him already, but He is a wild thing in his own right here because he has already charged through the field and charging up 3 spots up right now currently. Looking for some ground and some clearance here. I talked to him before we even got started with this season. He said, like, point blank, like, man, I'm excited. I want to get this going, want to get this on, and I want to see what happens when we put these cars on the track and these kind of on the playing field. Oh, you're getting good luck right now. Just what exactly they will do and what will they happen to be doing. Oh, a little bit of a hiccup there. DJ Mitchell way up top side. Find yourself kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place. Manages to at least survive though. I kind of had this question asked to me before though, but I'll kind of repeat it, which is, I was asked, what would happen if they actually did put this track in real life? Like, first off, there is no way on this earth we will ever have a track like this. I'm sorry, get that out of your head now. It will never happen. The closest thing we've got is a track in Italy called the Mazda Oval. The Mazda Oval. And that Mazda circuit, in of itself, has already been known to be one extremely dangerous track as it is. And it's only now just a historical piece, really, more than anything. This is like taking a wooden boarded track and turning it into an asphalt/cement track and then doubling its usual size. It just would not work. I'm sorry to say, guys, but it just would not work. Like, there's a reason why that kind of style, that kind of track has been abolished and never to come back here in terms of any kind of racing situation or any racing organization. Well, there's a reason why this track would never be able to work out in real life, I can tell you that. So I hate to burst anybody's bubbles, but I always keep it real with you guys, and you know it too. Seems as though things have calmed down a little bit here on the track and on the circuit here. It seems like drivers may be realizing going a little too aggressive, a little too much, may be a bad idea to start up with here. Wilder, Douglas R. Johnson, Robert Smith, they're all lingering around right now in their positions and trying to hang tight. Troy Radford, DJ Mitchell trying to work together now to catch the draft back up. Len McNeese, Robert Kahn, same deal. Trying to use Stephen Herman as a little bit of a helping platform here. And again, they only fell back just unfortunately due to just bad timing. Bad timing on when they were trying to avoid wrecks, or they were trying to avoid situations, and the speeds were just slowed down just enough to where it cost them some time here. Kind of got to swap to that blimp cam here as much as possible just to give you guys an insight and a look at just how fast and how quick these things are coming around the track. It's not a lot of camera angles we really have that work for this kind of speed. But not only that, like, just think about that sector too, like the speed, the amount of pressure, like Bonneville Flats wise, like down in Utah, that is literally designed for, you know, the fastest and the most rugged cars to ever go at their absolute peak, their torque. How on earth would that work if we did that into an oval? Like, there was literally one race that I remember distinctly back with Cart that was at the Texas Motor Speedway where they didn't even run the race because it was literally too dangerous because drivers had tunnel vision just from going well over some serious speeds of over 220 plus miles per hour. Imagine that with a stock car at 300 miles per hour. And again, these things are hitting upwards of 250 miles plus. Some of them actually just hit 255 in that draft. So, I don't know. I mean, I think there's some serious drivers out there that'd be chaotic and crazy enough to try it. But I would not in my lifetime ever want to try it. It's coming from a guy that doesn't have no problem with no safer barriers or anything like that at dirt tracks and going completely crazy out there with them things. But this is the one time where I'm being like, okay, that's a bit much even for me. So that's just my thoughts on it anyway. John Wilder in the 91 right now, currently making a bit of a jump on the outside, looking for some run there from the drafters. It's Pottle, Williams, and Douglas. But the bottom lane is where it's at right now. Trawick, Blount working together here. And again, with that power and that speed too, you just know in the back of your mind that car is getting extremely hot under the collar. Oil temperatures will rise quickly and they will rise fast if you're not careful in how you set that car up. And again, the drivers were well aware of that entering into this race. So what they said is they told me they were going to have the tapes a lot less than maybe what they usually do here. Just about halfway done with this race here, and again the pack's starting to separate out more as it goes. Radford, Mitchell, McNeese, Gordon Larson Jr., they have all been pretty much left behind here. There has been no help for them. And again, it all hinders around the fact that they were pretty much kind of left off the distance. They're trying to catch up, and you can just see how long those straights are. There's just no getting around it. There's no getting to it. So now they're going to have to rely on a fuel run and a strategy run just to try to hold up and try to keep up with the pace. That in itself becomes a bit of a nightmare here as drivers now head to pit road. And you can see already how crazy this can get. Breaking in quickly. Well, they came out of it cleanly though at least, so the field will be a-okay there. And now this field going into pit road, the leaders got to be careful. Can't overshoot that entry. Looks like everybody comes out cleanly. All right, Douglas R. Johnson, you're first up on the list though, but with nobody helping him out, not exactly gonna make it any easier to get in and out of pit road, I'll say. Johnson's out, Clifton, Blount, Williams, and Treywick, they're all out as well. Radford, McNeese, Ditzel, they're all trying to hunt their way back into the field. Bottle the last one out of the bunch here. Leonard, she might have got a little bit of a peeing penalty there from pit road or what happened there, but field marking their territory here. Caution out here on the track. Looks like there's a problem down there. Oh, whoa. What on earth? Major damage on the 5% bottle here. We'll take a look at the replay. I did not catch that on our end here. I don't think even the drivers were expecting it here. Not sure she may have had a tire going down or what happened there. Looks like she just might have overdrove it. Her tire was starting to go down. Either way, that That massively damaged up that 5, unfortunately. It looks like right rear might be down a little bit on that car, though. So that will inevitably have to throw her into pit road, and that's going to bring out the caution and get her square back up on the track. What a tough break, though, for the 5 here. Not the way you want to see someone go out like that. Sorry about that, folks. Having back in the mic here. Currently had to go attend to some things here. We're back on the track, though, ready to race them out. Green flag up in the air again. Right now, Jeff Clifton here, your race leader at the moment. 45 of Tim Williams. Holding on the outside for second, Eric Blount. The Giraffe Man. With Jeff Clifton here. Trying to secure some speed and some run. Still the guy caught up in the draft and the guy caught up in the packs here right now, trying to focus in highly on openings and spots to really kick up with. Oh, the others maybe not so much, not so lucky there. Oh, Tim Williams right into the mix and just completely folds the entire field in on side one, going completely in the air. That's Blake Traywick. He has completely flipped the entire car on its roof and destroyed everything else with it. Tim Williams, oh my goodness. What on earth happened to him? Looked like the car just completely caved down on top of everybody and just flipped everyone out of proportion. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know if he did that on purpose or what happened, but we're going to the replay here. What a scary sight here. Big hit. Well, he got, oh, never mind. He got on the wall. Actually, he did get on the wall. And look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at Traywick's car. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He just got completely destroyed coming off that turn. So I think that might have been Douglas R. Johnson he got clipped into. Johnson got destroyed into that barrier there in the West Traywick's car. Oh my gosh. The safety and the inconveniences of these cars definitely showing itself well here. But my God, Traywick, that's one of the nastiest, most violent wrecks you'll ever see here on PT Race TV, and he is able to drive that thing off from that. It's unreal. Oh my gosh. I have never in my life seen a car just wreck like that, get completely overturned and destroyed that hard. And this field right now, definitely looking on at what could best be described as a complete mess here. Gordon Larson Jr.'s car blew up as they went into pit road. Those that were not involved in the wreck will get out of pit road and quickly here. Everybody else, though, a lot of damage to be fixed. So what happens next? What happens next? About to find out. "26 laps remain here at the Irish King Superspeedway, and we're ready to run some off to their set." Eric Blount's slight little bobble there in the Valvoline Ford Mustang here. Squares it back up, keeps under control. Everybody else, though, right now just trying to keep their heads and keep their cool. Looking on at position, looking on at their drive ahead of them. And a lot of these drivers have already used up an instant repair, if not both of them, so I've always made the joke, I always kind of wanted to see what would happen when we had an entire field wreck out, like when we call the race like that. This is one of the only tracks, honestly, I could foreseeably see that actually ever happening. I'm not talking with these drivers in general, I'm talking this entire track. And speaking of that, right now, here we go for the lead. 3 wide out, 3 in the middle, 2 in the middle, 3 on the top, and 3 on the bottom. Oh, and there goes one of them, Radford. Got clipped up there by the 48 of Robert Kahn, and Radford into the wall protection. Massive little hit, thankfully. Not as bad as what that could have been, but that was still a violent little hit there. Taking a look at it from the PTM Race TV instant replay. Yeah, all that power, all that speed, just getting kind of clipped up and nowhere to go. Not a whole lot you can do. We got a blimp cam there. We actually were using on that car there. Just came slightly down, and there was really nowhere to go. And there's nowhere to go. There is nothing you can do about it, and that really just showed there. Race fans, here it's been wild so far, but we will be right back after a quick commercial message, and then from here on out, commercial free. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. When you guys need to get your custom t-shirts designed your way, as well as custom designs up on all merchandise of kinds of needing to be custom, Fort Worth Screen Printing is a customizing design shop you can visit up anytime. Visit them up at www.fortworthscreenprinting.com for more information. And a big thank you to their friends at John T. Garrett Twitch channel as well. Be sure to visit them up on Twitch at John T. Garrett, as well as support his ARCA series time on the track. Thank you to not only Forward Screen Printing, but also to John T. Garrett Twitch channel. And by Lightning Wrapz, so with the most affordable designs made at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring you the best designs in your library. Kahn, Bottle, and Johnson will stay out of track here and see what they can do with the track in this case here. So interesting little circumstance and situation to pull up with. A lot of drivers right now probably looking at doing the opposite here and trying to avoid trying to push their luck any more than they already are. lines here. They are now ready to reel him back in. Out onto the straightaway. Back at it here once more on P3 TV. The pit stall super speedway series right now clamoring away, looking for their momentum and charge in the hog. It's 21 laps left now to go. There's not a lot of time to mess up here. See the wear and tear on these drivers, the nose and the dirt and the grime that these cars have been facing up with. Sean Wilder, your race leader, trying to hang tight, trying to keep himself under pressure. 20 laps remain. Uh-oh, no, not again, not again. There goes Eric Blount, and this is going to be troublesome. Oh, my goodness, not again. Well, Blount once again went for a ride. Khan went for another ride as well. Len McNeese, and them. Oh boy. Whew. Well, that for a minute, Khan might be trying to take Blount out again here. Looked like he just caught the corner just wrong. Caught Tim Williams there. You can see he got Khan trapped. Honestly, not a horrible wreck for Blount. Could have been a lot worse, honestly, compared to what it was. But, I mean, he still got himself in trouble here. As soon as he even touched that apron, yeah, he was in trouble. There, you saw Len McNeese go straight shot lined out of the gate there as well. Absolute madness, insanity, and chaos ensuing on the track. Well, right now, Robert Smith, your race leader, with the 56, Euro 56, excuse me, and Blake Treywick right now kind of lingering around, looking for some openings here. Douglas R. Johnson creeping on the inside, getting a little bit too much of the bottom lane, almost tipped right up into the 98 at DJ Pistol. Field right now. Currently, I'm probably at this point just trying to stay in less overdrive and more under control. The power and the speed, though, cannot be undenied. They have hit the 250. Oh, no, no, not again. Not again. Mitchell, hang on. No, they can't hang on. It's a massive pileup ensuing yet again on the show. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Junior Johnson, Jeff Clifton, Douglas R. Johnson. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, this is what we were worried about. Clifton just got the bottom end of the corner wrong, and on away she went. I mean, these drivers are brave for trying to take on the risks, to take on the challenges they face, but I mean, I think even they have their own limits too in some cases. You can see though just how wrong, if you hit that corner wrong, it becomes a nightmare and it becomes a lot more troublesome than it realizes. Oh my gosh. Well, there's a good news to this at least, is that we are nearing the end of this race, but the bad news is a lot of drivers have suffered major damage to their cars or suffered major damage to their reputation or their pride in their minds just for the fact that they've just been completely thrown into the wolves of a super speedway track that has absolutely no forgiveness. And again, we've had great racing here on the Irish Super Speedway before, but it doesn't seem as though they're going to get much out of luck out of this one. now. 10 laps remaining here when we get back to the green flag here, race fans. I know it has been a bit of a drawn out little segment, a bit of a tough little deal for these super speedway kind of racing today. But these drivers near the end of it all. Top 5 on your screen here for this final leg, because you never know when and where. We will see the drivers flip this one around. The green flag back on out, fighting for the position and fighting for the drive. Their chances are on them now. Draywick, McNeese, Blount, Smith, Wilder, Mitzel, Herman, Williams are their closest ones. The bunch, Williams though, mechanical problems right now, or problems from pit road. That's going to set him back. Robert Kahn and Gentil Potter right now trying to work together to get some speed back up ahead of these guys. Now losing Williams as a drafting partner. Pressure is on. Wilder looks like he's going to go for the run here. Going to get some help from Junior Johnson. Johnson, credit where credit's due, will not give out. Douglas R. Johnson out of the race. Troy Radford and Gordon Larson Jr. Both drivers completely dished out and took it for a ride here. Well, the outside line has been formed and filled, and they're trying to make everything work as much as they possibly can up there. I think a lot of drivers, honestly, at this point, they're being very cautious and very careful about the entry to the bottom, as they will also be allowed to be a little bit more issued on, trying to stay away from getting too crazy in the outside round. Jeff Clifton trying to find places to pass, but he's running out of room. Oh, now he's in trouble. Now he's in trouble. I mean, there was really no else to say it. There was nowhere else to say it, and there really was nowhere else to go. That was just honestly the way I expected it to. I mean, Brown had nowhere to go. He got Wilder, and then he got him completely out there, and then completely left the distance. Clifton, I don't know. He just really got banished to the shadow realm, is all I know. Once again, he gets right to the bottom, hits that yellow, and he knew he was in trouble. Wilder got the 1, and the 6 got the 91, and there was nowhere else to go. And now a massive array of damage on the front of the nose of the 91. Sean Wilder definitely not going to be in a very good position here getting to this part of the race. And this far along too, you just can't have mistakes like that being put to your attention. pretty much going to be putting ourselves in a green-white checkered scenario here, so this is really now going to put a detriment on anyone that has been trying to make some big moves, big runs here, and this is going to be a very tough little deal. Well, Jeffrey just sent me a message saying he didn't believe himself when he was going to repeat tonight. Well, I still thought you had a chance down there, Jeffrey, for the record. Just saying, bud. I mean, I think anybody that deserves a chance deserves a fighting spot out here and wants to go for a run, go for the race. I believe in my heart everyone's willing to have a good time, willing for a shot at it. There might be a chance out there, so. But nevertheless, we are coming down to the final laps here. We'll have 4 laps remaining coming to the green. Blake Trawick, Len McNeese, DJ Mitchell, Stephen Herman, and Sean Wilder, your top 5. That is a throttle shift up bottle, by the way, catching back up into this one. We're going to bring him back around off of corner number 4 here, the field right now. Looking for a chance, for an opportunity. Off the field, down the straight, to the green flag we wave. Top 5 on your screen for this last leg. Still got 4 laps to go. Hard on the outside. Wilder right now looking for an opening. Trawick trying to keep us cool, trying to keep himself out in pressure. Pressure's on though. Len McNeese down the outside now, working with the 711 of Stephen Herman coming through. All drivers so far clean through 3 into 4. 3 laps remain. And you just know in the back of your mind too, you've got so much up for grabs and so much on the line. Wilder right now cuts it to the bottom. Jumping it right in between, down to right, out around the track here. The field is still holding it off, trying to get some run in there too and pushing through the field. 2 laps remain, green flag high in the air. And a big punch there from the 6 of Eric Blount to the 98. of DJ Mitchell, the 056. But Blake Trawick right now trying to watch his line, trying to watch his spot. These drivers have got nothing left to lose and everything to gain here. They're just hoping for a break, hoping for a chance, an opportunity, if you will. Wilder and Trawick right now looking on. This is going to be where things get interesting. White flag coming out this time on by Race Chance. Presented by Forward Screen Printing. Here's one last chance at the win. Now will they stay out of trouble? This is a white flag. Next flag finishes this race, no matter what. Wilder trying to stay out of trouble. Oh, Robert Smith way out of line. Nearly gets himself clipped up and around, taking for a bit of a drop off there. Everybody stays out of trouble. McNeese looks like he's trying to set up for a draft move here. And he gets cut off, and he got more than cut off. He got chipped out of towns. Here we go to the line. Drag racing him off. Blake Trawick and Sean Wilder to the finish. It's going to be a drag race. It's Trawick don't get him at the line. Or moves it. Yes, it is. And Trawick goes for a helicopter spin into the air to victory lane as the 056 completely gets destroyed. As Sean Wilder will have to take another second place finish to the line. Oh my. Well, it wasn't exactly the way he planned it out, but remember what I said at the top of the hour. He was looking to get a legit win and make sure this one was official. Well, not only did he do it, he gets the job done here. And what a long, long road it took just to pit the spot. But DJ Mitchell was successful in getting third. Sean Wilder unsuccessful getting to head to Trawick. Blake Trawick successfully outruns him at the line. Here's our race results here on the show here. Race fans presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. And Blake Trawick, the victor, finally he'll for sure lock this win up. Sean Wilder takes him to the line. I almost took him completely out of iRacing, Superspeedway, but it worked out okay for him. Still stop second place for Wilder. Third going to DJ Mitchell. Top five including Aaron Plown and Junior Johnson. Then Stephen Herman going 6th, 7th to Lynn McNeese, 8th to Robert Smith, 9th to Chantal Powell, 10th to Tim Williams. That will round out the field. And vicariously, probably giving this field a little bit of a breather after everything they've been through today. This will certainly be an interesting time to talk with some of these drivers. DJ Mitchell is your third place finisher here today. We'll have to see if he comes back into the booth here. I don't know if he'll be joining us tonight. I think maybe he might have ran off somewhere to try to get a beer or two, maybe to help himself out. But ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher today, the wild thing himself, Sean Wilder, going to go at least here for a second place today. And Sean, congratulations here on getting that podium once more in a second place, though. I mean, you literally were right ahead of Trawick. He catches you just across the line. You two connect a little bit and just barely got his front of the nose ahead of you as you came across. What was it like there at the ending of that wild one?
Yeah, that's definitely wild. You're going from 240 mile an hour coming off the bottom there. I saw he had the momentum, so I tried to slide up and just door him a little bit. But when we're going that fast, obviously you saw the result. But this is just such a fun place to race.
Definitely a crazy thing to see and believe as well here. I mean, I know you guys talked about at the beginning of this one, but I mean, y'all have so many crazy times, so many crazy situations to deal with. I mean, for you and this team, I know you're still looking for that win and that elusive win that keeps eluding you, but, I mean, pressure-wise, I mean, how did it feel to kind of really bring it down to the house tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's a ton of fun racing with these guys. We always have fun. Obviously, we know this is a fantasy track. We're running 240 mile an hour in the Xfinity cars, but when you do it with a group of guys like this, we're bump drafting at 240 racing to the line. So that says everything for the pit stall group. Such a great group of guys to race with.
Absolutely indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, as you come away today with the second place, who do you want to thank you for all that, sir?
Oh, I just want to thank everybody in the pit stall. I want to thank you guys for hosting or doing the broadcast. I want to say hey to mom and dad. They watch all our races, and just appreciate racing with this group. Just a great group of guys to race with.
Absolutely, Wilder, man. Great to hear from you again. A second place today here at the iRacing Superspeedway.
Thank you, Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Wilder gets a little bit wild tonight. But here is your winner today, ladies and gentlemen. Legit as can be this go-around. Blake Trawick will bring it home to victory lane. And Blake, my, sir, you have got one finally under your hat on a super speedway.
Yeah, I was worried we were gonna get another second place in a row, 3 weeks in a row, 3 races in a row since we were off last week. But now we finally brought it home with a good. That was a close battle there too.
Close battle indeed. Talk about absolutely getting sent to the back and then sent around for a tough little drive there. I mean, you had so many crazy things going on, and really for you, what was really the main thing that you kind of seen or noticed here throughout this race that was able to keep you in this top spot?
Holding that bottom and trying not to go around, like it felt good. But if you touch that apron, it just shot you. This track, you're going so fast. Like as soon as your splitter's down, it throws you. Like we were that big one. I can't say I've ever flipped that much in iRacing before. And I think that was caused from the same thing. I think it's the splitter getting on the apron there, getting all sideways.
I mean, you can watch the broadcast later. We got a pretty good clip of that, and probably one of our most wildest things we've ever seen, sir.
Yeah, all I know is I saw them wrecking, and then I saw Sky, pit road, track. It was wild. I don't think I've ever flipped that much before. That was actually, for a wreck, that was actually kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Don't want to do it again, though.
Well, probably not. But nevertheless, though, I mean, who do you want to thank you for all this tonight, sir?
I always going to throw it out there for Splash and Go over the paints, and my team Rookie Esports that I'm running for.
All right. Well, Trawick, man, you have got yourself another trip into victory lane, this time at the iRacing Superspeedway. Congratulations on that today, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Blake Trawick may be your race winner today, but race fans, I think we all can agree this was probably one of our more chaotic and enduring races these guys have ever had to put themselves up against. And they still somehow come out of it clean as a whistle. Well, some of them do anyway. I don't think anybody came out of this race without a destroyed car eventually, but nevertheless, race fans, we do appreciate you guys tuning on in. Thank you all so much for your support. And the next time we do see you will be tomorrow night, as the I Can't See More Speedlight 225 finally will be upon us. We'll see you guys then, but thanks again to Fort Worth Screen Printing and Lightning Rounds for your support. Thank you all the fans out there for tuning on in. We'll catch you guys next time on the PTM Race TV YouTube channel and Facebook channels. Thank you so much for tuning in.